right on time. Here we go. It's to rock.
In a city of spectacle and grandeur, the biggest show in town right now is right here, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Straight ahead, it's an AFC intra-conference contest between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. We're through the bye weeks and into the race for the postseason. Week 15 is underway on EA Sports. A decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
At their own 29-yard line.
Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now off the play action. Looking right, and he finds it. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. They'll run here with Amari on Hampton. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 47-yard line.
43.
He's going to throw it. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Raiders' side of the field.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Oh, it's an interception! Picked off by Darian Porter. And he's going to score on the pick 6. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Well, that is quite the tone setter and very different between the two sides. Offense, that's a disaster. But defensively, you've just lit the flame of emotion, and now you want to build on it.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Harris, the motion man here. Back to the air following that pick 6. Throw is there for Alonde Gadsden. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Hampton trying the left side. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders all over it, so they take him down for a loss. That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put 2 tight ends on the field, yeah, you can live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
Rolling left, buying some time. Defender is there. He knocks it away, and that's going to force 4th down.
An early deficit means you lose the runway to slowly get your offense up to speed. This offense got to get going, and that incompletion won't help.
Oh, and it's a fake puncher with the football. This is caught. And the fake works to perfection. 1st down.
If they need a new emergency quarterback, Kate, I think they found their man. Seems like a call they had confidence in, and that was the perfect moment to dial it up.
1st and 10. Here's Hampton. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Wrapped up on that play by big Quinton Williams. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
At the 43-yard line.
That's completed out to the right. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd.
We're down at 4 now. This is the 7th play in this drive.
Ready?
Here's a throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That one intended for Trey Harris. And 4th and 4 coming up. The Chargers lined up in punt formation. And here we go. It's another fake. And they got home. Sacked him on 4th down. We've got a turnover on downs, and the defense takes over in plus territory.
Well, they tried the fake, but no one was fooled. Defenders saw right through that attempt to sell that punt. Clearly, this squad did their homework this week, and they knew that was coming on 4th down.
And first carry here for Ashton Jeanty. I'd say the defense will take this today. They're across the line, handing them a loss. First play of the game.
Back at the 37-yard line.
Open to head in the right direction and save this drive early. Here's 2nd and 13. Out of the gun. Here's Jackson. Finds a man right side. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give the quarterback a chance.
No luck finding his receiver that time. And 4th and 4 coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable in an incomplete.
And they apparently don't want a field goal to start this game. They want 6. They're going for it. 4th down. Here's Jackson. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And he brings it in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a 13-0 lead. Badgley for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Raiders drive out to an early 14-0 lead.
Chargers, nothing.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. This return starts at the 5. And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Chargers getting set. 1st and 10. Here's Hampton. Open the drive. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
Back at the 28-yard line.
And they went 3 yards the wrong way to start this drive out. Here's 2nd and 13. They're going to try and throw it here. Going with a screen to Hampton. And he'll get this up to the 33-yard line. That was Asante Samuel Jr. there on the tackle.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing 4th down.
In real estate, Kate, it's location, location, location. In football, it's rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. And you don't get 3rd down conversions, you get no rhythm.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. And what a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Shotgun give here to Jeanty. And he is taken down as he drives this to the enemy 40. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
That's another Las Vegas.
And a give here to Jeanty. Down the left sideline he goes. He has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs. So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. And he scores. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a 20-zip lead. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
It's the end of the first in this AFC West showdown. 21-0 our score. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Charger football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Finds a seam down the middle. And this is going to make it down to the 24-yard line. A big 34-yard pickup there. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
Ready.
Back to throw. Has it down close. That is an LA touchdown. The Chargers start to fight back with their first points of this game. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. First play is going to be a give to Jency. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Vegas first down. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already at midfield. First down, here's Lamar. Has him on a quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They'll pick up 14 yards on that one. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. From the gun, Jackson. Forced out to his right. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And there's the stop after he drives this down to the 13. They get 23 on that one. And that's a Vegas first down.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Hand off to Jency. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Here's Lamar. And the defender comes away with it. Picked off by Cameron Vino.
Well, they're in danger going back to somebody who's already done damage in this game. He makes himself, well, he's a top target, but he makes himself a priority for this defense to defend, and they jumped on that opportunity.
They'll go left side with Hampton. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
Looking to throw here. Into the hands of Gaston. Complete. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. It's a gain of 4 there. And that's going to give the Chargers a first down. New set of downs for him from the 31.
Ready?
Hampton gets the handoff. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
First down. Come on, set. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Takes the handoff. Now to throw. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's going to give the Chargers a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now they're going to throw out of the gun. Gets it downfield, on target to Ganson. And the stop comes at the 15-yard line as he gets them into the red zone. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
First down.
Let's go.
First and 10 at the 15.
Shotgun give to Hampton. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock Huard, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it.
And he will score. Touchdown, L.A. The Chargers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Dicker on now for the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Chargers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Chargers 14.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. That's complete to Bowers outright. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On first down, Jackson. Got for big yards on the right side. And they get this down to the 28. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's a Vegas first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Now it's Lamar. This is a heater going deep. That finds him deep down the sideline. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Raiders grow their lead just before halftime. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders double their lead to 14. Brings in the kick at the 9. Oh, baby, he gets rocked and the ball is out. And they steal it back on the return. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. No, we just don't see kick returns nearly as often as we used to, Brock, which makes impact plays on them like that so much rarer.
Yeah, that is so well said. Kind of reminds me of my son's baseball.
And he's going to score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Badgley for the extra point. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they got him for roughing the kicker. They're going to put that penalty yardage on the spot of the ensuing kickoff. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Fields the hard squib kick. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
That's a throw at this level. With so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. That'd be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And the Raiders take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
You could feel them, Kate. You could feel the convoy. They were going. They thought they might have another one, but unfortunately, not another touchdown. You know what? Not going to stop them from celebrating in another big game-changing play.
And he will haul it in for the Vegas touchdown. The Raiders boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Well, Brock, he found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off with 6.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. This taken from the 12. And this gets out to the 30 before he stopped.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Oh, should have had another one there. Defense getting opportunity after opportunity to pick it off. But 2 in a row now slipped away. Almost had back-to-back interceptions. A chance for him now to clean things up here on second down. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Denzel Burke with a pick. And the Raiders will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
The Raiders take over.
All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10. Genty from the gun. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up second and 11.
Run loss of a yard to begin the drive. Here comes second and 11. Jackson to throw it. Buys time, rolling right. And into the slide he goes after a gain of close to 5, Brock. That will bring up third down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
On third down, Genty. And they drop him just a couple yards beyond the line. It's fourth down now.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It's fourth down.
Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. So with only a single second remaining, they're going to try a field goal. This is going to be a 38-yarder from the right hash. Badgley able to knock it through. And just before halftime, Brock, they're able to add 3 to their advantage. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up first and 10. Giving this to Genty. He's charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
This is Genty on second. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable third down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up second and 2.
It's a gain of 8.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes second and 2. Back to Genty. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
And this drives him back at a field goal range, Brock, as he stopped for a loss of yardage. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field.
Pressure's there, and the Chargers got him. And he's taken out of bounds behind the line. That's going to be a sack.
He's forced out of bounds.
And for the second straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way. And that's going to bring up a tough third down. Jackson keeping it himself. And he only gets a couple yards. They are well short. It's fourth down.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
He gets them out of the deep part of their half. This is out across the 20.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10.
Here we go. Set.
They'll throw to begin this drive. Dumped off to his running back. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Trey Harris, the intended target there. So now it's going to be third and long.
Come on, set. Cut.
Third and long for him here. And they pick him off again. Asante Samuel Jr. makes the play.
Take that pain, pass it down like bottles on the wall. Mama said her dad's to blame, but that's his daddy's fault. Oh, there's no one left to call. You stay up counting down the days till you make your